Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Lorenzo il Magnifico. So Lorenzo il Magnifico is a 2 to 4 player game. My version says it came out in 2017, but I would suggest it's been around a heck of a lot longer than that. It feels like one of these games that's become the staple of gameplay or of people's shelves, and it needs to be there. In fact, it's a game that I should have done a Gamesplaination of a really long time ago, and I got an email. I feel like it was near the end of last year, maybe November-ish, saying, hey, have you done Lorenzo? Or I got a question, I can't remember what format it came in, but have you done Lorenzo? And I had to answer no, but I will do it. So I moved it. I had it sitting on my shelf of shame of a game that hadn't been played, so I moved it to the games I needed to play. It is now May, I feel like, almost June. Sorry, I'm kind of filming these ahead of time, so I'm not sure 100% when this is going to launch, but kind of in that space of the year. And so it's been approximately 6 months, if not a touch more, since someone actually asked me about it, since I moved this game to games I need to play. And I've put off playing it and put off doing the Gamesplanation for it simply because it's pretty old. But late last year, another version of Lorenzo came out, and that gave me momentum to actually get this Gamesplanation done. So what I'm doing is this week I will do Lorenzo, and next week I'll do the new version of the game, the card version. And we'll see how the same or different they are. So Lorenzo I've had a few plays of it now, and I've actually really enjoyed it. I don't know why it sat on my shelf of shame for so long and not been played. It deserves to be played because it is a really good game. What you're doing during the game is you're selecting one of the dice. So you roll some dice and they show some numbers on them. You're selecting one of those dice that is going to go somewhere on one of the towers, and the number tells you how high up that tower you can go. The cards aren't necessarily weighted because you shuffle them and you're throwing out any cards from level 1, level 2, level 3 onto the tower. So they're not weighted as the higher up the tower you go, the better the card is. So there's a randomness, I guess, to how much each card's going to cost each game. And bearing all that stuff in mind, you can do some other stuff that will allow you to get things or gain extra stuff by going on your own board. And there's a cost for each of those cards. If you don't have enough money, you can't buy that, or if you don't have enough people, you can't buy that. They need certain elements for each card, depending on what they are. And there's cards that give you points at the end of the game, and there's just a lot of stuff going on with this. But it's a really good game. What I found is there's a section of the game where you're looking at the religion line, the religion track. I assume it's the Catholic track at this point, with the period of where the game is actually set. And if you're up to a certain spot, you can choose at the end of the round, you can choose to give up those points, and you get the points for it, to not have to enable a card that is sitting up there. And if you choose not to give up those, you're enabling that card, which makes it harder for you to do something. And those cards are going to be different every time. There's a lot going on, a lot of crunch on it, but there's also a nice amount of thinking that needs to happen, is really required with this game. It is a heavier game than a lot of the other kind of games that sit around for a really long time, but it feels like this is one of those games that belongs on everyone's shelf and should be there and should be played, and kind of get crunchy on it. I feel like the more you play it, the more you kind of understand the necessity for each line or each tower. There are 4 towers, I think, and those cards come down and do something slightly different for your ongoing ability to do stuff. There's also some other places you can choose if they're available, and they enable you to do some more stuff. Each spot can only be chosen once, so once someone else has taken a spot, you can't do that. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of this happening at the table, and it's a really cool thing. So look, go ahead and watch my Gamesplanation to get a feel for Lorenzo. If you have played, if you haven't played, see what you think. If you have any comments, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Gamesplainer to keep up to date with the games I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.